Chosen one. They did not know who they were up against. They thought their betrayal would destroy you, but on the contrary, it ignited the spark that transformed you. They failed to realize who they were dealing with. Someone strengthened by trials, guided by divine guidance, and destined for greatness. You are not just a survivor, you are a conqueror, a shining symbol of resilience. Every step you have taken has been a declaration of your power, a proof that no one can extinguish the light of the chosen one. Their regret is the proof of your brilliance. Their loss is the price of underestimating your worth. They didn't know who they were dealing with, but now they realize. Show them the cost of underestimating you by writing 77 in the comments. What seemed like a leap toward triumph has turned into an unforeseen collapse, leaving them stranded amidst the remnants of their own arrogance. They abandoned what was steady and true, chasing after a dream cloaked in dazzling deception. Now, they sit in the aftermath, confronted by the stark reality that what they sought was never what it seemed. They pursued the illusion of improvement, mistaking hollow allure for genuine substance. Blinded by fleeting desires, they traded wisdom for indulgence and self-restraint for vanity, believing they could outwit consequence. Yet illusions are fragile, and when the veil falls, it reveals the decay that always lay beneath. The seduction of false promises preys on insecurity, painting fantasies so vivid that truth fades into the background. The bait was cast not in force, but in carefully crafted illusions, appealing to their unexamined weaknesses. Sweet whispers masked bitter motives, and every step toward the glittering mirage only tightened the chains around them. The pull of what they thought was stability turned out to be the anchor of their undoing. The illusions were like painted glass, appearing precious but shattering under the slightest pressure, leaving nothing but sharp edges and regret. Every betrayal carries a price, and the currency is paid in the weight of consequences. They handed over their integrity for a fleeting glimpse of false grandeur, unaware of the collapse that awaited. What was built on dishonesty cannot endure. Every untruth compounds until the structure falls under its own deceit. Their downfall is a lesson etched in crumbling stone, a reminder of the fragility of lies against the enduring force of authenticity. They thought they had found a treasure, but their prize was nothing more than the hollow echo of their own misguided ambitions. Truth, patient and unyielding, unraveled their web of lies and left them facing the ruins of their choices. Now, they walk within the walls of their self-made solitude, haunted by the shadows of what they cast aside. The laughter that once masked their smugness has turned into silence, and the confidence that carried them forward has faltered into uncertainty. Their gilded vision was a snare, holding them captive in a cage they thought was freedom. Night stretches endlessly for those consumed by regret, the weight of what might have been pressing on their chests. There is no escape from the consequences of trading reality for illusion. Only the ceaseless reflection of their choices stares back, unrelenting and unforgiving. Regret is an unyielding companion, carving its mark into every sleepless hour and reminding them of the cost of forgetting what truly matters. The void of misguided decisions is a familiar shadow, consuming those who once severed their ties to what is real. Their choices, driven by ambition and conceit, weigh on them like unyielding chains, leaving no space for redemption. What they sought as the pinnacle of achievement has turned into a barren expanse of isolation. Solitude isn't defined by being alone. It's the haunting realization that they are architects of their own downfall. The confines they now inhabit were crafted by their hands, and the only way out lies in confronting the truth they've buried. Say, shattered dreams, hollow lives. If you've ever witnessed the aftermath of misplaced greed, they pursued the glittering promises of fame and fortune, only to find that the gleam was merely a mirage. Their restless ambition traded away their soul for illusions that have left them stranded in a wasteland of regret. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now. Share your blessings to glorify His kingdom. For you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. The whispers of their past echo louder than any accusations, striking with a force words cannot match. The gaze of those they once trusted cuts sharper than any blade. Friends no longer need to voice their disappointment. The unspoken condemnation lingers in every glance. Actions, louder than declarations, have marked them with scars they can't erase. Their betrayal did more than hurt. It exposed their frailty, leaving them vulnerable to the judgment of the very world they sought to impress. What they mistook for ascension has become their cage, and the walls of shame they built around themselves now trap them in endless reflection. Their silence betrays their inner turmoil, their pride an ill-fitting armor barely concealing their collapse. In the quiet spaces, they search for glimpses of your life, their thoughts circling back to what they discarded. Every moment they failed to appreciate, every careless decision plays on a loop in their mind. They cannot speak the words, but their actions betray the longing they can't escape. Regret doesn't need a voice. It lingers in their hesitation, their desperate attempts to seem unbothered. Deep down, they know. They didn't just lose you. They lost the serenity that came with you, the part of their soul that once felt whole. While they remain trapped in the echoes of their mistakes, you ascend, a force they could never predict. You are not a reflection of their world. You are its upheaval. Every step you take transforms obstacles into opportunities, chaos into clarity. They cannot fathom your strength because it lies beyond their reach. Your light doesn't flicker. It blazes, igniting everything in its path. You were never meant to fit into their narrative. Your story is written in the stars, destined for a legacy only the extraordinary can claim. You are not just rising. You are rewriting the very essence of possibility, forging a destiny that no one else could imagine. Those who doubted you now watch in awe as you transcend the limits they tried to impose, proving that nothing can extinguish a flame born to illuminate the universe. Their deepest suffering stems not from losing you, but from witnessing your ascent without them. Each triumph of yours is a sharp reminder of the missteps that led to their downfall. They find themselves immobilized, grappling with the realization that they cannot bear to see you flourish where they faltered. Their nights stretch endlessly, filled with the weight of their own remorse. Regret doesn't whisper gently. It roars, reverberating through every quiet moment they try to steal. They mourn not just your absence, but the fracture within themselves, the part they sacrificed chasing an illusion that left them hollow. Betraying something genuine didn't just cost them you, it left a scar on their soul, an unrelenting ache that memory cannot soothe. The shadows of choices not made echo like a storm, with no reprieve, dragging them further into the depths of their own making. This torment isn't imposed, it's self-inflicted. They sought control where none could exist, blinded by arrogance and a false sense of invincibility. Promises of fleeting pleasures lured them into a spiral, and now they pay the price in sleepless nights and restless thoughts. They gambled on something they didn't understand, believing they could outmaneuver consequences, only to find themselves ensnared in the chaos they created. The illusions they chased have left behind only ruins, while the karmic figures they trusted dismantled their lives piece by piece, exploiting every insecurity and draining every resource. Their pride, once a fortress, now lies in fragments, and they stand in the rubble of what once seemed unshakable. You've witnessed this before, the swift justice that befalls those who betray for the sake of greed and ego. Karma operates with an unerring precision, returning every slight, every deceit in a reflection as harsh as it is inevitable. The karmic didn't just use them, they mirrored back their actions, exposing every lie they told and every manipulation they employed. What was once a triumphant departure is now a hollow regret. The karmic fallout wasn't random. It was a reckoning tailored to their own choices. The very tactics they used have been turned against them, leaving them to feel the sting of betrayal as deeply as they dealt it. Now, they're left with nothing but the ashes of their decisions, abandoned by the same promises that once seemed so alluring. The karmic didn't simply leave, they tore away the veil of false stability, revealing the emptiness beneath. The foundations they built on lies and deceit have crumbled, and all that remains is the harsh reality of their own actions. Stripped of trust, direction, and peace, they now face the full weight of what they've lost. The karmic moved on, indifferent to their downfall, leaving them alone to reckon with the harsh lessons they ignored. You see it clearly. Those who thought they could escape justice are now bound by the very consequences they thought they could avoid. The wreckage they stand in is their own creation, a monument to the choices that brought them here. They gambled everything and came up empty, now left stranded amidst the rubble of their own inflated self-importance. Their downfall wasn't sudden. It was a slow unraveling, orchestrated by the very choices they once glorified. They traded integrity for the pursuit of fleeting rewards, thinking the flow of abundance would be endless. But now, they choke on scarcity. The promises they clung to have evaporated, leaving their hands clutching nothing but the bitter reality of what they've lost. What they sought as fulfillment has morphed into a deep void, a reminder of the emptiness behind their decisions. They chased a mirage, believing it would quench their thirst, but all it brought was an unrelenting desert. Their soul now bears the weight of choices made in arrogance, hollowed out by the echoes of regret and disillusionment. Shortcuts built on shaky foundations have led them nowhere but to ruin. You've watched from a distance as life meticulously restored balance, bringing justice in a way only time can perfect. The balance sheet of the universe was never left unchecked, and now every debt is being collected with exacting precision. Their suffering isn't chaos, it's deliberate, a mirror reflecting their actions back at them. The spiral of betrayal they began set in motion a chain reaction they couldn't foresee, dismantling every illusion of stability they clung to. This isn't the randomness of misfortune, it's the meticulous turning of the scales. Every action carries weight, and theirs have borne consequences they can't evade. What they saw as a triumph over you was only the prelude to their own descent. The laughter they once wore so proudly has been silenced, replaced by the grim realization of their failure. Their moment of perceived glory was nothing more than the countdown to a reckoning they never anticipated. The seeds of dishonesty they planted have sprouted into a garden of pain, and now they must tend to its thorns. Dear brothers and sisters, the peace of God be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the transitory concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance. They thought they were untouchable, yet they stand today stripped of their pretenses, confronted by the stark truth that life does not forget. Every selfish move, every instance of betrayal has circled back to dismantle their illusion of victory. Those who mocked the loudest now face their reckoning in silence, their arrogance shattered under the weight of accountability. What they left behind wasn't a loss. It was a spark that ignited your strength. Like a phoenix rising from its ashes, your growth is unstoppable, and they can only watch, burdened by the knowledge that they were the architects of their own demise. Their betrayal didn't end you, it empowered you, showing that even from the depths, you were always destined to soar higher. You transformed every wound into wisdom, every obstacle into an opportunity to evolve beyond anything they could comprehend. Strength isn't given, it's earned through the trials you've faced, and you've turned your pain into a masterpiece of growth and resilience. What was meant to shatter you instead became the foundation for your rise. You didn't just adapt, you flourished, becoming the embodiment of endurance and brilliance. The person they dismissed is now a force they can't ignore. Your journey is a testament to the power of self-discovery and determination. While they remain entangled in the wreckage of their choices, you've built a life defined by strength and clarity. Your rise is not just progress, it's a statement of defiance against doubt. You are like a lighthouse standing firm on the edge of a stormy sea, guiding others with a steady glow while the waves of regret crash endlessly around those who once doubted you. Your light, unwavering and divinely placed, isn't diminished by the chaos around it. It grows stronger, brighter, more undeniable. Their regret, as loud and relentless as the tide, can never extinguish your purpose, for your mission was designed by a higher hand. You've become the embodiment of transformation, a living testament to what grace and strength can achieve when forged in the fires of adversity. Betrayal didn't break you, it elevated you, shaping you into a force of nature that inspires all who witness your journey. They didn't just lose you, they lost a rare and irreplaceable energy, the kind that breathes life into dreams and lifts others higher. Now they wander in the shadow of their choices, searching for a spark that no longer shines for them. What they discarded wasn't just a relationship or connection, it was the divine energy that comes from standing beside someone destined for greatness. Rejection didn't mark your ending, it signaled your redirection, a pivot towards a path of purpose, power, and prosperity. What they thought was their escape was, in reality, your liberation. Your presence has become a truth they cannot escape, a weight heavier than any mistake they've ever carried. It's not just that they miss you. It's that they now understand what they can never replace. The void left by your absence isn't temporary. It's a chasm they'll carry for a lifetime. While they struggle to fill it with distractions and imitations, you rise untouched and unstoppable, proving that what they lost was never meant for them to keep. This is your season of abundance, of standing tall in the fullness of your power. Let their regret amplify your radiance, for it only highlights what they failed to see. You've turned every moment of betrayal into a stepping stone, each loss into an opportunity, and every rejection into a redirection. You are the embodiment of perseverance and purpose, a living reflection of what happens when faith meets action. Let them carry their burden. It is not yours to bear. Your journey is about expansion, elevation, and empowerment. Keep walking in your light, for it was never meant to be hidden. Your story isn't just a tale of survival. It's a blueprint for transformation. Those who doubted you are now witnesses to the glory of your rise, and their regret will only serve as the backdrop to the brilliance of your success. You are chosen, unstoppable, and irreplaceable. Let the world see and let them feel what true resilience looks like. You've built your strength, not on their absence, but on your own resolve. Every misstep they made became the momentum behind your unstoppable ascent. The universe didn't diminish your worth when they left. It cleared your path for something greater. You didn't just overcome betrayal, you transformed it into fuel for a destiny they can't comprehend. While they wrestle with their remorse, you walk boldly, leaving behind a legacy defined by power, purpose, and an undeniable light that outshines their shadow. This is your time, and nothing can hold you back. Your journey is one of transformation, turning every heartbreak into fuel, every setback into a stepping stone. You didn't just rebuild, you redefined yourself, crafting a foundation so strong that no storm could ever shake it again. Their actions never dictated your limits, they revealed your strength. You've risen far beyond the reach of their intentions, proving that your resilience was never up for debate. Each stride you take forward is a testament to your growth, a reminder of the value they failed to see. While they sit ensnared by the consequences of their choices, you rise unbothered, untouchable, and radiant. Let them dwell in their regret. It's the weight of their own making. Your triumph isn't just a victory. It's a legacy of perseverance and power. You chose wisdom over resentment, purpose over despair, and growth over stagnation. Like those who gamble with fate and lose, they miscalculated, driven by arrogance and blinded by self-interest. Now, they grapple with the aftermath of their own downfall, while you soar, unchained and unstoppable. Their downfall is no longer your concern, for you've ascended beyond the reach of their shadows. You have become a living testament to the strength that emerges from overcoming betrayal, a force that thrives not in spite of the pain, but because of it. Their regret burns hotter than the ambitions that once drove them away. You are like the phoenix, rising from ashes, meant to bury you, reborn with a fire so fierce that it consumes every doubt, every limitation, and every obstacle in your path. The divine has whispered your purpose into your soul, and you've answered that call with every step forward. What they thought would destroy you only refined you, like gold purified in the furnace. Your life is no longer defined by the hands that tried to hold you back, but by the power that propels you forward. You carry the kind of light that darkness cannot comprehend, the kind of strength that no betrayal could diminish. You were never meant to be ordinary, and now the world sees what was always within you: greatness. Your journey is one of unparalleled transformation. You've shattered the limits of their small-minded expectations and left behind the hollow illusions they clung to. The light you now embody shines brighter than any shadow they cast. Their choices, once a source of pain, are now signposts of their inability to recognize the divine brilliance standing before them. Let their missteps be nothing more than lessons, not for you, but for them. You don't simply rise, you transcend. You are redefining victory, not as something to be claimed, but as something you live, breathe, and carry into every corner of your life. You're not just a survivor, you're a conqueror, chosen by purpose, anointed by perseverance, and crowned with destiny. Their failure has become your fuel. Every regret they now harbor is a reflection of your resilience. Every misstep, a stage for your elevation. The fire in you burns brighter because it was lit by the very winds they thought would extinguish you. Their regret, their inability to face what they've lost, is no longer your burden, but their reality. Your triumph is the beacon they can never reach, the height they can never climb. With every step you take forward, you illuminate a path they will never walk. You are the embodiment of transformation, stronger, wiser, and freer than ever before. When they look at you, they see more than the person they left behind. They see a force of nature, unstoppable and undeniable. The glow you wear now isn't just the result of what you've endured. It's the manifestation of the power you've always carried. They thought they were walking away from something replaceable, but what they left was irreplaceable. You've outgrown their vision, their opinions, and their influence. Their choices have defined their reality, but you've chosen to craft your own. Your life is a masterpiece, painted with the brush of perseverance and the colors of grace. You are the architect of your destiny. With each decision you make, you build a legacy that stands firm against the tides of time and circumstance. Their betrayal was not your downfall, but your catalyst. It sharpened you, focused you, and turned you into the unstoppable force you are today. Every step forward, every accomplishment, every moment of peace and joy you now experience is a declaration of your triumph over what tried to hold you back. You are no longer bound by their failures. You are lifted by your vision. Let their regret serve as a reminder of the power of integrity, resilience, and truth. While they wrestle with the consequences of their actions, you walk freely into the purpose designed for you. You are more than a memory to them. You are the mirror they can no longer avoid, reflecting back the potential they squandered. But your focus isn't on their struggle, it's on your growth. You've turned the pain into purpose, the heartbreak into hope, and the betrayal into an unshakable foundation. Now is the time to share God's blessings. By clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube, you can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Your light was never meant to be dimmed by their shadows. You are proof that the trials of life can forge something extraordinary, that adversity is the crucible in which strength is born. Every step you take forward, every barrier you break, every goal you reach is another testament to the unstoppable force within you. You have become a lighthouse, guiding others out of their storms and into their own power. This is not just your journey, it's your testimony, a living example of what is possible when faith meets resilience. Let their regret amplify your radiance, and let their misjudgment underline your value. You hold the pen to your story, and it is one of triumph, transformation, and transcendence. You are more than they ever imagined, and everything they can never forget. Keep moving forward, chosen one. The path ahead is yours to claim, and no one, not even those who doubted you, can take it away. This is your time to rise, to shine, and to inspire. Let their darkness fall away as your light continues to grow. You are unstoppable, unshakable, and undeniably chosen for greatness. This is your time, a moment born of every challenge you overcame. Let your transformation inspire others, showing them that resilience isn't about enduring, it's about thriving. You turn their betrayal into your momentum, their doubts into your drive, and their departure into the beginning of your legacy. The pen is in your hand, and your story is one of unmatched strength. Let your voice rise boldly, sharing the power of your journey with the world. You've become more than they ever imagined, and exactly what you were always destined to be. Keep ascending, proving that their shadows could never dim your brilliance.